Welcome to Do the Third podcast. This is a real estate podcast that teaches regular people, how to invest in real estate. My name is Hamed Lawal. I am your host, and my co-host here today is Ibrahim Ojeride. We are committed to coming to your screen every Friday night, bringing and making investing in real estate seamless for you as much as possible. We want you to be able to avoid mistakes that a lot of professionals have made in this industry. So by listening to us, you can easily avoid all these mistakes, and you can reduce your risk as well as your fear of unknown. uh Keep in mind, we always mention on this episode, on this podcast, that this is not a get rich quick scheme. We will always emphasize that you need to put in the work. That is only when you will get the results. Ibrahim, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking, and that was a very interesting introduction. So we want you guys to, you know, join us. Put in your comment, your concern. We'd like it to be interactive. We always say this every week. You already know that every Friday we are committed. We always come in. We talk to you guys on how to, improve um, yourself, your family, financial status. I mean, economic status. Um, your we all want this financial freedom, and we realize real estate is one of the most proven, is a well-tested strategy, a pathway to become wealthy. So we are here every Friday to educate us how to become this financially free. We want us, everyone wants to quit this 9 to 5 or 8 to 4 p.m. and this is the right path. You just have to do the work, just like Ahmed mentioned. Do the work. All the things you've been learning from Do the Top podcast, from other social media or educative shows or seminars, you put into work. You get to connect with people that are doing it, so you can improve um, your family and yourself. Anyway, tonight we are going to be talking about, it's going to be random. Okay, we feel like today we have to come up with something that is not there's no specific angle that we are going tonight. It's going to be like a random opinion about the market, about the business itself. And Ahmed and I, we're probably going to be disagreeing tonight, but it's okay. He has his opinion, I have mine, and we are here to be real and tell you guys how we feel about the real estate investment. Ahmed, where can we start from tonight?
So tonight is gonna be hot, like hot seats, guys. So if you are busy, make sure you just put on your earpiece. And if you are just relaxing from the busy week, you might want to grab a popcorn, because this is gonna be a movie. Anyways, this is really interesting because we are going to be, going over some things that we cut across all kind of, real estate strategies, real estate asset classes. So think about anything real estate. That is what we're going to be doing today. So I'm going to be starting off with you, Ibrahim, and see, this one that I'm bringing in is going to be hot. Okay. So I want your opinion. If you want to go with one asset class, let's say you want to, this will be your focus.
Hmm.
Are you going with multifamily or single family? What will be your choice?
Yeah. First of all, we'll come to reality, which is what I'm doing now, and then I'll tell you which one I prefer. So the reality on ground is that I'm doing single family. Um, would I like to go multi? Yes. But right now I'm doing single family. The fact is that in Indiana, in general, it's easier to secure single family than multifamily. Because if you look at the way Indiana is set up, the majority of the duplex, triplex, 4 unit, quadruplex, 6, 7, 8 units are old houses. Now, it means they built these properties long time ago. But what we are, the way real estate works, it's more of relationship business. That is, if you want to really succeed in this, in this, in, if you want to succeed in this business, this kind of business in real estate world, you have to secure good relationship with people. Now, what we are seeing is that when a someone who has a duplex or triplex or fourplex is ready to sell, there's always a buyer because he has a friend who has maybe 5 units already, or 10, 20, or 15 units already that might jump into it, or his realtor is also into the same, multi-family business. you know we don't see those kind of houses come into the market versus the way, like, as many as the single family comes onto the market. So my point here is that it's very competitive. You have to really have some edge, or you have to be consistent. I'm not saying regular people cannot buy multifamily, but that person has to be disciplined, consistent, connecting with people regularly, be as motivated and hungry like Ahmed, because he definitely have some multi. So you have to be there. You have to be, agile. You have to be open-minded. You have to be, goal oriented to be able to get some multi in your belt. I mean, in your portfolio. And when you start one, two, three, then it's getting easier for you, because in that process, while you're getting, one or two to three, you are building relationship, hopefully, and that will help you to scale up faster. um but I started with single family. I'm kind of like, I'm still liking single family, but I'm looking forward to get that connection to multi families. So, but if I have an option to just pick one, and they say, okay, this is it's just one decision and that's it. Well, with the kind of business that I'm doing, like the strategies, which is, we always talk about, when you want to do real estate business, you have to have a strategy, exit strategy. So the exit strategy I'm doing right now is short and midterm. I'm more of short, but I'm trying to transit into midterm. So I'll be doing the two together. I will prefer single family right now. If my strategy change, then I might go multi. But right now, if they tell me you only have to pick one and that's it, I will pick single family. So Ahmed, what do you
Okay,
think?
yeah, that's so. Just like you said, this decision is based on the kind of strategy that you are doing. My decision is based on my goal, my like short-term goal, right? My short-term goal is to be financially free in 3 years.
Sure.
That means if my monthly needed uh, income is supposed to be 7,000, then I want to build up an asset. I want to buy more assets that is bringing in cash flow of that 7,000 every month net
Yep.
after all expense, right? That is my goal right now. So that is my short-term goal. So what asset class can give you that quickly in between the two? In my opinion, like I said, this episode is going to be about opinion only, right? It's not
Sure.
facts.
Sure. Nobody's
So
right.
in my
Nobody's wrong.
opinion, yeah, the asset class in between single family and multifamily that can give you that quickly is multifamily, especially small multi. We all know that when you are talking about big multi, you are talking about 75 and above. But all these small multi, 8 units, 20 units, all the 12 units, this can be, before you know it, if before you have like 30 doors, 3,000 is just change, right?
Yeah.
Before you have 3 or 5 doors, you might even be hitting 3,000 every month, right? If you know your strategy very well and you are very disciplined with it. So what I'm saying is my short-term goal is drive me the asset class that I'm after right now. That doesn't mean I don't buy single family. That doesn't mean I don't value single family. Of course, single family provide this kind of uh like you said, in Indiana market, single family dominates, right? And with that, that means more people are buying single family. That means the appreciation on single family is a lot more than multi-family, right?
Yeah.
So that single family, those single family, at the end of the day, I might consider them. But for now, all I'm trying to do is to reach that level one financial freedom,
Sure.
right? When I'm on the journey of level two, which is like now I already reached financial freedom, the work I'm doing is actually for leisure. I don't have to do it. Maybe at that point, I can be like, okay, now I have to consider uh, buying more single family because I want to build more equity, right? I want to build more equity so that I can, because that is where the actual riches come from. That is where the actual riches comes. Cash flow is just to keep you. I mean, cash flow is helpful because it keep you above the water. It give you like regular income, and cash flow can be saved up to buy more property.
Hmm.
So cash flow is king. I'm not disputing. Cash flow is what I'm after right now. So that is
Hmm.
why I'm going with multi-family. So it's nothing against single family, but my short-term goal right now is to be level one financially free in 3 years. I can do it before that time, but I just want to give myself some time and put cap on it. So, Ibrahim, do you have anyone for me?
Oh yeah. So in that vein, what would you say about if let's say you want to buy your, I mean, if you want to advise someone now, someone who hasn't, he or she does not have any property, would you advise the person to buy a primary residence first or an investment property first?
This is a tricky one,
Yeah.
honestly. Well, just to answer your question, so there's these things that uh, all of us fall short of. We always care about other people's opinion, right?
Yeah.
We care so much about other people's opinion, and when we do things, we look around us and look at what other people are doing. That is how we make some move. The fact that they are doing it that way doesn't make it right.
Sure.
But there's this thing with human being generally that we follow crowd a lot. So why do I say that is what make the best financial sense is to have investment before you even have your primary residence. Is to have investment. It might not make normal sense to a regular person, but it does make sense to someone that wants financial freedom. So I'm going to give an example. So if you have, if let's say you are qualified for 400,000, right? And there is this triplex or fourth place that they want to sell down the street, 2 bedroom, 1 bath, four of them, right? You can buy that with FHA, Ibrahim. You and I know that you can use FHA, 3% down.
Wow.
There, once you buy that first one, there's no way you can get that 3% again except
3.5%.
3.5. But there are other tricks to it. But just to answer your question, you can use that money to buy that one, live in one, and rent out the other three. Those other three are going to be enough no matter the market. I don't think there will be a market that you will still end up paying after renting out those 3 units. So now you are living free, even though you are not, even if you are not cash flowing. Come to think of it, if you are renting a house, you will be paying money, right? So even if you are not cash flowing, the money you are saving every month is your cash flow,
Mhm.
because now you can now put that money towards other investments, and buy other assets. So why that is the only reason why I will go with investment first, because now there's a chance of you living for free. And after 1 year, you can move on with the money you've saved up for that whole year, the money you're supposed to be paying as rent or as a mortgage that you have saved up after 1 year. You are only limited to staying there for what I'm trying to get
One
this
year, one
English
year.
right. Is it? Yes. So you have to stay there 1 year. You are only compulsory. That is the English I'm looking to stay there for 1 year. After 1 year, now you can rent the 4 units, which means your own rent that you are saving is going to be coming to you now from someone else, and you can buy another real estate and do that process all over again. By the time you spend 3 to 5 years doing that, you will have almost 12 or more units if you stay consistent with it and you are saving up money as you go, right? So that is why I believe the norms of buying your primary residence first is wrong, but the community we live in today, that is norm, right? That is norm. So uh this is just my opinion. If anybody needs to buy a house tomorrow, I would say buy real estate that is investment property first. 2, 3, 4 units that you can rent, one of two or three or four out, live in one while you collect rent, and that rent and your money you're saving up, you can put it towards
Investment.
another investment. So what do you think, Ibrahim, regarding this topic?
Yes. First of all, I want to contribute to the FHA thing. So, like Ahmed said, you are only mandated to stay there for 1 year. However, to leave the house, you have to have a reason. Maybe you're moving to another state, and or you. There are some caveats. You have to show that you are leaving for a reason, because FHA, it's not necessarily for business. So you have to kind of convince them that, okay, you got a new job in another city, or uh, you know or you have to move to another state, and or the commute, the distant commute. Let's say you're working in Indianapolis now, you have a job in Advanceville, or you have a job in Terre Haute. Then you can move there. Then yeah. So that's all. Let's say tricks and all that. So, but you have to really let the underwriter know why you are doing that. Anyway, about the single family, I mean, investment or primary resident fund, it can be tricky because it depends. If you already have family and you are paying rent already, and your family is huge, um, you can buy single family first, and the next one, just keep in mind, the next one will be your investment property. But if you are single, or just two people or three people that you can literally manage one of the units, then why not go for investment property first? Because the truth is, financially, economically, um, see, like buying a house and acting it out, which is putting somebody inside and getting some cash flow, is way better. It's gonna get you to that financial freedom faster. So I guess that's the angle Ahmed is, that's where he's focusing on right now, because we are talking about financial freedom here. So that's why he's going that route, to make that money quick, to set yourself and your family free financially as soon as possible. House hacking will be the best for you, which is buy 4 units, 5 units, four, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4 to 4. then you rent it out. Yeah. So that is
So
my.
another thing I want to quickly add regarding this is one thing that we need to mention is you can act single family as well.
Mhm. You can do
You
that too.
can
Yeah.
hack single
Yeah.
family as well, depending on your personality and how comfortable that is for you.
Yes.
But the goal is to be able to reduce your monthly expenses so you can save up more and be able to, uh, exponentially grow your portfolio, your real estate
Yes.
portfolio. So that is the reason why investment property is advised first. But if you already buy single family that you don't really need all the rooms, they are all vacant, you can hack it. You can rent those rooms out to some people that can actually pay you monthly. Now you can save up more and buy more into your portfolio. So that is the reason why we are saying this one is going to be tricky, Ibrahim. I don't
Sure.
know if
Let's go. Let's go.
okay,
Sure.
I'm going to
Sure.
throw this to you. If you are to advise anybody that wants to jump into real estate game right now, are you going to say get your license, a real estate license, or be an wholesaler?
Yeah, I mean, you've already answered the question partially. It's kind of tricky because it depends on what you are looking at. If you are looking at, you want to be an investor and, um, you know, being an investor and being someone making impact in the community and everything, you don't necessarily have to be a realtor. If you want to practice by helping people to buy house on the MLS, you know, and in a traditional way, then you have to, be a realtor to be able to do that. Or if you want to help somebody sell house in a traditional way, then you have to be a realtor. But there's no better way. Like, it just depends on what you want. Because if you are not a realtor, there are some things you are able to do that a realtor will not do, just because the person, he or she is licensed, and he or she has to follow the real estate commission rule, and you are a fiduciary to your client. And so there are some, things that you might not be able to do. So I don't think there's a right answer. I think it's any of it will still be beneficial to you, your family, your community, as long as that's what you like doing and you put in all your efforts. You treat it as, a job, like what you are there to do, by serving the people and everything, because you are gonna make impact. If you are a wholesaler or realtor, you're gonna make it. In fact, arguably, some wholesalers are making more impact than realtors. So because depending on how you look at it, a wholesaler are trying to solve somebody's problem. You know, um, realtors are, doing the same. They want to solve problem. However, the way it is set up, wholesalers are there when things are getting like a turmoil. It's getting there. Wholesaler can pull someone out of it. Um, in most cases, realtor may not want to undo that, just because sometimes um, it's a little more time consuming. That's one of the fact. And another thing is that it might require more resources out of just listing on the MLS and everything. Wholesaler go down to the drain, like try to help with the bottom stuff, which is like getting contractors, getting attorney, getting this, getting different kind of things that wholesaler might be able to do, just because they are trained to really go and meet that person's needs, you know, in other way to acquire or to help that person at the same way to, get some interest. Anyway, everybody can you can choose whichever you love to do, and you can make impact in the society. So that's my answer to that.
Mm. I don't think you see my answer coming, but I'm gonna say getting your license is good, even as an wholesaler. Do you know that you cannot wholesale in Illinois if you don't have a real estate license?
Oh,
So
I don't
it's
know that.
getting to yeah, it's getting to a point where it is even a requirement,
Oh,
you
really?
know,
Now?
to have a license, because wholesaling is not regulated. It is regulated for a person that's owed him or herself at a higher esteem, at a higher place, right? That is trying to, he or she is trying to build a business out of it. So you know that these people depend on you, they trust you, they are counting on you to get this transaction done and get them their money, and you do fair and good by them. Wholesaler that are doing that, there are a lot of them that are holding themselves to accountable to people, right? But there are a lot of shady people out there. I told you like on episode 3 or episode 4 like that. A wholesaler puts a guy under contract, and he doesn't even perform on that contract, then he end up putting that man a memorandum on that man house. That
Yeah.
is absolutely wrong. That is
Yeah.
not allowed, right?
Hmm.
So just because it's not regulated, people are doing what they want, right? So uh, I would say get your license so that bring you more. But now you have MLS access. Let's forget about practices. Now you have MLS access. Now you have access to first-hand deals, right? And if you see, you notice that this person doesn't work with normal listing, buying, and all that. Take your real estate agent hat off, put investor hat on, right? Try to find a way to solve that problem. But just like you said, I understand the time factor of it. The time you're going to put into solving a problem that will give you 2, 3 thousand, you might as well just put the same time into something that will give you 10,000. So I clearly get that, but you and I know that as a real estate agent, that give you a little upper hand into what people, and people trust you more because you have a real estate license. People now come to you for advice. People now see you as a reliable means of information. So personally, I will advise anybody to get a real estate license, um, just because it gives you this extra layer of edge over everybody else. That is just my opinion. So I'm not sure if we want to answer this question. Please, guys, if you have any question, put it in the chat. Do we want
Yeah.
to answer this question right now, or
Yeah, yeah,
we
that's a
want?
good question. So, I would say it's not like it's easy, but it is doable. So you cashing out your equity, it's a very good idea. But before you do that, you need to first make some, talk to some people that are doing it in your community, or if it's indie, you can call Ahmed or you can call me. Make sure you've already have your game plan, like which is your buy box, your community you want to go and purchase a new property. Um, is it easy? No, it's not. Nothing good comes easy. You have to put in the effort. We've always been saying this. Before you do that, there are also different kind of loan option, different kind of, if you want to do cash out, refinance, the normal cash out, it means your interest rates start immediately when you cash the money out. You can look into ELOC if you are not sure of what you are trying to invest into yet. Like, I mean, we have ideas, but sometimes you need a little more research or a little more connection with people that are doing it. But if you know that maybe your time is constrained, kind of maybe because you work, maybe 12 hours a day or something, and you see it for sure, the reality that you don't have time right now to connect and do what your some of the assignment you have to do, you might want to consider ELOC, because with ELOC, the interest does not read yet. It will just stay there. Then when you reach out to people and you set, where you're going, then you can pull out the money and buy the property. Um, yeah,
Absolutely,
it is not easy, but it is
absolutely.
doable. So I appreciate you asking
I
this
like that
question, and
part.
we want you to take that challenge and go ahead and take the step. Give us a call and we can, go from there. So let me ask
Absolutely.
Ahmed.
I think the person that has the question is thinking in the right direction,
Yeah,
the right frame mindset. They just
mindset.
need to get out of the mindset. It's not going to be easy. It's yeah, it's not going to be easy. So I like the fact that you point that out, that it is doable. It's not easy. So
Yeah,
just like you're buying your primary residence, it's not easy, right? Because
yeah.
like,
Nothing is easy.
one day to closing, they asking for documents that you've provided. Yeah. So go ahead, Ibrahim.
So the next one is: would you like equity or you want cash flow?
Ah,
You
dang.
just have to pick one. You can't have this
Both. Can I take
right now.
both?
Right now, you can't have both. You have to pick one right now. Maybe you're gonna work towards. I mean,
So,
yeah,
before I answer your question, let me drop this, guys. If you have any question, please drop it in the chat. If you're watching us on Facebook, YouTube, drop your comments, question, and we are going to get to it. So, Ibrahim, I think I already partially answered this earlier. My goal right now, my next 3 year goal, my short term goal is to reach level one financial freedom. And what does that mean? So level one financial freedom is when you can you know get to pay your bills without you uh actively working and putting those money into your expenses. So in order for me to be able to do that, um I think I will go with cash flow, because I need that cash flow right now. I need to stack up that cash flow right now enough so that it offsets all my monthly expenses and I don't have to be coming out of. So if I'm working at that point, then I'm working to keep investing. So I'm on that mission to level one financial freedom. So it depends on, so this question will depend on the level, the financial level of the person you are asking. So if I'm asking you right now, I know you'll be going after equity because you guys, you are there already. But uh what I'm saying is my goal right now is to reach that level one financial freedom, which is to stack up enough cash flow to be able to live my life, travel around the world without having to worry about money again. So equity will come after that level. So that level two is going to be where I need to build up wealth, where I need to stack up enough equity in my houses so that I can now, pull those money out and do whatever I want with it. But level one, I'm on the level one journey right now, which only require cash flow, right? So really, I need cash flow right now. So I'm not I'm not saying equity is not good. Equity is the end goal. But for now, for me, all I need is that cash flow to be able to because if you don't stay grounded, you don't, when you stay grounded, that is when you'll be able to step back and think about what you actually want to do, right? What you're actually passionate about, and when you do those things, that money will flow. Not only that, you will feel fulfilled as a person. You will feel fulfilled as a person. But if you don't get yourself to level one, there's no way you can actually get those things done. So reaching level one financial stability is my goal for now. So I will go with cash flow.
that's a good answer. It's a good answer, honestly. None of it is bad. I mean, you can have the two. But in this, quiz, question and answer that we are doing, we are not necessarily trying to see which one is right or which one is the best.
Yeah.
It's just that we want to give ourselves an option, and we'll let you pick what you would rather go for. Um, of course, I know you want the two at the end of the day, and I
Yeah.
do want the
Yeah.
two as well. I want cash flow, I want equity. So, what do you have for me? I'm ready. Bring it in, bro.
Ah. So, will you rather save up money to buy a house or finance it?
Honestly, I would rather finance, because the way, if I'm like, if I happen to be in another country, I will lean towards buying cash. No matter how wealthy I am in this country, I'll probably finance, because that's the only way. I mean, the country is is operate or is running on credit. America is a credit system. So I'm talking about good credit, good debt. We are talking
Yeah.
about asset right now. So there's no need me trying to save all the money, being a champion and buy the house cash. For what reason? When I'm trying to invest that property, I'd rather go, you know, I mean, I'm not the Ramsey student. So I'd rather just pay the, yeah, I'll just go and get a loan and get the property. At the end of the day, I need deduction. I need tax deduction. I need tax breaks. So I will use that same money to buy multiple property. Let's say I have one, like let's say 200K or 300K. I will use that, break it into spares, and buy buy as much as I can. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would definitely go for financing.
Yeah. That's that one is a very funny one. You said it's not Dave Ramsey.
Yeah,
So
I'm not the
uh
Ramsey student. So let me see what I have for you. If you
okay.
Would you like to do long term or short term? I mean, in this case, I know you have yours, what you are doing, but you can only pick one. You can only tell me which one would you like to go for.
So you mean in terms of tenanting, right?
Yes, in terms of, exit strategy. What would you prefer?
I would do every day, all day, short time, and the for the obvious reasons, a little bit of headache, maybe
Hmm.
a lot more work, little
Hmm.
bit of headache, move out repairs. But the king part of it for me, which I've been hammering on, is cash flow, right? Uh, Long term doesn't give me enough cash flow as
Yeah,
short term or middle term, right? So I will every day, all day, short term. Short answer. There's no argument on that. It's just
that's a
straightforward.
good one. That's a good one.
What about you, Ibrahim?
Yeah, I'll do short, definitely. I mean, I'm setting
Okay.
up one right now, so and it's going for short term. Yeah, it's going for short term, definitely. I don't. Yeah, I'm done with long term lease.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still
Okay,
stuck with
Ibrahim.
one, but I'm done after that.
All right. Creative financing or regular financing?
So for me, what I have been doing, and what I have found uh easy to do. Well, I shouldn't say easy. What is kind of convenient for me right now is the normal traditional financing. If I have to pick one, and I have that access to one, and I have the access, not just me picking it. I have that resource and everything. Well, I think creative is unlimited. Traditional normal financing is kind of limited. For example, if you're trying to get a conventional loan, Freddie Mac, I think it's about 8 or 9. Fannie Mae, maybe 7 or 8, something like that. There's a limit to what you can buy on your name. FHA as well, you have to have a reason to move from one property to the other, and a genuine reason, because FHA is not really designed for investment property. So all of them, there's a cap to them. But with creative financing, you can have millions of house, as long as you know how to provide value to the seller, and you know how to solve problem. you are genuine, you are business, minded, and goal oriented. Make sure the seller can see it in you. When I say see it in you, I mean the way you present yourself, the way, the energy you bring to the table and everything. You are limitless. So I will go if I have an option, I will go for creative financing. But as for right now, I'm looking for that connect. I'm looking for that training. I'm looking
Opportunity.
for that opportunity. Yeah,
Absolutely. I like the fact that you said creative finance is limitless. That is
it's
absolutely true.
limitless. Yeah.
That is absolutely true. Anyway, let's move on. What do you have for me, Ibrahim? Any controversial topic?
Yeah, 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 yeah. So, would you like, let's say someone wants to buy a house or you wants to buy, would you like to face a turnkey for our audience? A turnkey is a house that they've already fixed, is ready to go, versus a fixer upper. Which one would you go for?
All day, every day fixer upper. And for me, it's just that you know it's if done very well, if done correctly, there's I won't say infinity like creative financing, but there's limit. It's limitless on what you can do with it. So
Yeah.
example of it is you buy a house of that worth 200,000 for 80,000. You put 40,000 into it. That is 120.
Yeah.
The house is now moved from fixer upper to turnkey.
Yes.
Right there, you just build in 80,000 of equity that you can now pull out, go and do it all over again. But turnkey, in most cases, you will get it like the exact value. And when you get it at the exact value, now you have to save up money or you have to wait for some years for it to build in equity, for it to appreciate before you can now pull out money and continue investing, right? Uh for the guys that have used this real estate to make big things in life
In
for
their life.
themselves,
Mhm.
they do it with fixer upper. They do it with fixer upper. I mean, it doesn't have to be run down house and all that. Even if it is a little bit of work, just upgrading things a little bit here and there, that is enough for you to go into each houses with 20,000 of equity and straight from the door. So it require I understand that it requires a little bit of work, a little bit of technical know-how. It
Yeah.
requires a little bit of connection. It requires a little bit of you running up and down and getting things sorted with contractors, with a lot of teams, right? But it's at the end of the day worth it because now you can easily continue that trend and keep moving and keep moving and keep moving. So for me, all day, every day, it's fixer upper. I mean, that doesn't mean it's the only way to do it. It's just my own preferred way of doing things because I've seen the power, I see what it can do, and how quickly I can turn around and reuse that same money, turn around, reuse that money, and that's the power that I'm pursuing right now. So, all day, every day, fixer upper.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good one. So,
Ah,
what do you have for
let
me?
me let me throw this to you, Ibrahim. Would you buy in a community with HOA or not, or no HOA?
So, because we are talking about investment here, and HOA has its pros, but I will go with no HOA because if you are not lucky to get to be in a good HOA zone, it might be a problem for your investment. We've seen HOA, they go as crazy as, taking you to a landlord to court and all that stuff. They have different kind of rules and regulations. So a short answer, all day, all night, I'll prefer no HOA when we're talking about business. For a primary resident where you are gonna live in there, sometimes you want that HOA because HOA helps. A good HOA helps to preserve the value of your asset or the asset in that neighborhood. So HOA can be helpful. However, in real estate investment world, you want to take away all the you know some mm, potential to run into problem. You want to avoid it as much as possible. Anything that can kind of affect your business, if you can avoid it, I'll try to avoid it. Don't go for it and hope that it won't affect you. If it's avoidable, just try to avoid it. So my answer is no HOA.
That is a very good point. Don't buy investment property knowing the problem that could come up and hoping that that will not happen.
It doesn't come.
No.
Yeah. No, don't do that. Try to avoid it as much as
Either now or sometimes in the future it's going to happen. So it's better to just stay away from that problem or deal with it right from the gate. Make sure
sure,
you
sure.
face it and prepare for those days to come. What do you have for me,
100%.
Ibrahim? Anything?
Yeah, so this is not too crazy, but it requires some kind of mindset. So the question here is that would you rather pay off your debt, like if you own a mortgage, would you rather pay it off or you reinvest the money into another asset?
Okay. My philosophy about paying off debt, especially good debt like the one that is in an asset like real estate, is why do I need to pay it off? I'm not default on the loan. I'm being on time. I'm keeping the my side of the deal,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't see any bottleneck coming my way. Like, oh, I won't be able to pay my money in the next future, so let me just sell this house. Um, why the rush? Why am I using my money that I can use to invest and keep, exponentially adding houses to my portfolio, putting in the same in the it's just like putting a egg in all your eggs in one basket, right? If things go bad on that one deal, then that takes everything out for you. So for me, I think spreading your risk it makes more sense than putting everything in. And plus, when you use debt to acquire assets, it's tax free. You are making money off of that debt. It doesn't hurt you in any way. I mean, it honestly it doesn't. And at the end of the day, you are not the one paying for it. Someone else is. So why do I care about paying it off when someone else is paying it off, building my credit, building my credibility to borrow more money? Because, like you said, the country, the U.S. system run on credit, right? The
Mm-hmm.
more loan I can manage effectively, the more buying power I will have, the more the
Yeah.
banks will trust me, the more they will be willing to do business with me. Because guess what? I've not been default, I've been paying their money back. I'm making them money. I'm making money as well.
Yeah.
And it's a win-win situation. Everybody is happy. So why shouldn't we keep that going? Why should we, I don't want to blow up that chance. In my opinion, I think using debt to buy assets is the most greatest thing America has offered. Yeah,
Yeah.
anybody can argue with me, but I think it's a very interesting. There's really little to no country that do that in the entire world. There are some countries that they give out houses, but that is your primary residence. Basically, that is the same thing as this system. You are paying back your mortgage, but you can buy as many as possible to offset that your payment. So I will use debt all day long, and I'm not paying it off. In fact, if I pay it off, I will pull it back out and use it
Another one.
on another one. So, Ibrahim, do you prefer landlord paying the utility or tenant paying utility?
Well, this is very easy because first of all, the tenant are the one responsible for the usage. Like they are using it, they control, you know, how how long they watch the TV, how long they play the games, how long they turn on the fan, how So if you ask me, if a landlord can avoid being responsible for utility, I would advise that landlord all day, all night to stay out of it. There are some situations where landlord is kind of stuck for some time. By the way, it's not forever because a landlord you can choose to break. So let me make it clearer. There are some duplex, multi-family that the utility are kind of connected. They are together. You have the option to separate them. Of course, you have to go through like talking to the utility company, talking to the city and everything. You might have to go through all that, but it's worth it if that's what you want to do for your business, because you want everyone to be responsible for his or her own utility usage or um, utility bills. So my short answer is that
Yep.
yes, I would prefer the tenant to pay the utilities. Ahmed.
All day,
So
all night. Same
yeah,
here.
Ahmed. Sorry, what'd you say?
I said same here. I would prefer tenant to
Mhm.
pay the utility. They're
Yes,
using
yes.
it, so
Awesome. I mean, so this is a little bit it's not tricky, but some people don't see the like they feel like they can no, a school of thought feels like, oh, I can do it. But then he or she doesn't do it right. Another school of thought is, oh, well, I want to give it to somebody to help me do it, but I don't know who to call. So I'll probably just avoid the business. Now, let me make it clearer. This one is about management. Now, there's self manage, there's property manager. You know the two sides. One school of thought, okay, I want to manage it myself, but I don't know how to do it, and I keep screwing it up. Or another school of thought, I'm looking for someone to do it, but I don't know the right person, so I'm stuck. I'm probably just gonna avoid the business entirely. What would you say, and what would you advise?
maybe before now, I will say if you know how to do it, do the self manage.
Mhm.
But even if you know how to do it right now, I would say use property manager for so many reasons. Um, a lot of people get stuck in the money they pay property manager. A lot of people get stuck in the ability of the property manager to be able to properly manage their tenants and manage their house, make sure everything runs smoothly. And I get it. I totally get it because I come from there as well, so I know what the fear is.
Yeah.
But the 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 truth of the story is property manager actually increase your chance of making more money.
The good
Let
ones.
me tell you. Yes, absolutely. I agree with that. So property manager know what the market rents in that area is, and they can tell you what the market rent is. I have rented houses from people that the the house I was hoping it's gonna be, $1,000. They are giving it to me for 500, 600. Why? Because they don't know. They are still living in the past. They don't know what the market is saying in that environment. And we tend to, because we are busy with other things, we don't really look into what the market rent is doing in that. So property manager is going to, bring you more money in that regard. Secondly, people management started from finding tenants, screening tenants, putting tenants in the house, making sure they are doing quarterly visitation to make sure your property is properly used, is not being destroyed,
Mhm.
to taking care of maintenance from your tenant. Everything I've mentioned can be an headache. You don't want to wake up to tenant call. A lot of people don't like it, even including myself. Just because it's my job, that is why I do it. That doesn't mean I love waking up to it. So what I'm trying to say is they will take stress out of your life. And these are people that, they have all these training and tools to screen tenant, to make sure this tenant is right fit for your property. Don't just go get someone because it's your family, it's your relative, it's your brother, or someone refer the person, and that person get into the house, destroy the house, or even stop paying. They will verify if this person. So all these things that I've been mentioning, not to defend the property manager, but you and I know that these things can break your business.
Sure.
I'm going to tell you a story. I was talking to a friend recently, and he told me that his friend is trying to sell his house just because the move out repair move out repair is even more than the entire year rent. It's not I'm not talking about the cash flow that he made for the entire year. I'm talking about the entire year rent. So I'm not saying that to scare anybody, but that if that person use a property manager, those risks can be mitigated. They can be reduced. Of course, property manager is not the one living in the house, so it doesn't have control over what the tenant does, but it does have a control in getting someone reliable in the house. So that's my opinion on that. So until now, I don't know better as well. I used to think self manage is key, but right now using property manager is the best way to go. Not just because of this. If you quantify the stress they are taking off your plate with the money they are getting paid, you will see that that money is change compared to the stress. So I'm just going to stop there. Property manager all day every day.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I mean, um, I see that genuine expression, and your point of view is very clear. You are not trying to say that because you are a property manager yourself, but it's fact. I see what you are saying, and I'm sure our audience will understand that too. Because when you have someone who's a professional, who's in the business, who knows how the market is going, definitely that person will get you more money versus you, that you have your 9 to 5, and you are not inclined with the trend. Things change. So I totally agree with you. So that's a good one. um what do we have now? Next one.
So let's jump this and go to the final one. Ibrahim, on market or off market?
Yeah, that's a good one. So off market, we know that off market is, can be limitless, can be fantastic, can be a quicker way for you to achieve that financial freedom. Of course, it requires you, being open-minded, connect with people, provide value to others so that can return value to you. Be out there. You cannot be an investor in secret. So build relationship with people to get that off market. Now, on market, you also need this relationship thing, but it's not as intense or as necessary versus off market. Now, which one, in my own world right now, which one I've been doing? I'm doing on market. Which one I'm still trying to get into, that I know that it's limitless, it's gonna open my business world, like expand it dramatically, and that financial freedom that we are looking for, it's gonna get me there faster. It's off market. So if I have to pick one, and I hope I'm good in it, I will say off market.
Wow, that's a very good one. So it's we are on top of the hour already, Ibrahim. Thank you guys for joining. Do you,
Thank you.
if people want to reach out to you, Ibrahim,
Yeah.
I want you to bundle this. If you have any final remark or any
Sure, sure,
advice
sure,
for our
sure.
audience, as
Yeah,
well
sure.
as where people can reach out to you, can you bundle those two together?
100%. So thanks for that. So yeah, I just want to say, guys, we have done multiple episodes. Go back to our channel and look for different. The topic is there. Go to each. You don't have to watch everything in a day. You have abundant time to go through them. Watch our episode, learn from it. We are committed to come here every Friday, and we're gonna keep doing this because that is what we want. We want to provide value by coming in every Friday to educate you guys. Now, if you want to reach me, my name is Ibrahim. You already know that. IB Realtors. That's my company name, and that's where you're gonna see me on Instagram. IB Realtors.us on Facebook. DM me, ask your question, and I'll be more than happy to provide a valid and reasonable answer to you. Something that it's gonna be valuable to you and your family. You can call me three one
Absolutely.
seven 728 0213. So Ahmed, back to you. How can people reach out to you? What is your final wrap up statement?
For me, it's gonna be take care of yourself, take care of your health. I was down for like 3 days this week, and I kind of have a reflection moment to think about life and all this up and
Yeah.
down that we are running around. As much as we want to work hard so that we don't, end up working hard, we want to take care of our health as well, right? We want to make sure we stay grounded. We get go for checkups. If you feel anything in your body, relax. Take some time out. The job you are trying to get to, and you are speeding, doing 70 in the space of 40. If anything happens to you, guess what? Someone is going to replace you in that job, and that is it. So
Yeah.
take care of your health. Make sure you are doing the right thing. Drink a lot of water. It helps. The weather is changing. Get the clothes that cover your body on and all that. So if you want to reach me, you can reach me on Instagram. It's Ahmed of official Ahmed Lawal. It's on the screen right now. If you are watching it from YouTube or Facebook, official Ahmed Lawal. You can reach me on 765-240-7932. And that will be the end of the show today, guys. Thank you for joining, and we will see you next week.